Good morning, and welcome to the Fargo Police Department swearing in, as well as promotional ceremony. Today we'll be welcoming 3 new sports specialists, as well as 3 new crime analysts, 5 new officers to the Fargo Police Department, and we'll also be promoting one of our officers to the rank of sergeant. To start the ceremony off, the Fargo Police Department's Honor Guard will be presenting the colors. Once the colors are presented, at that time we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could please stand for the presentation of the colors. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ready? You may take your seats. This time, I'd now like to turn it over to the City of Fargo's Mayor, Dr. Tim Mahoney, for opening remarks.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to start this out with anybody who works for the Fargo, men and women that work for the Fargo Police Department, please stand up. I'd like us to give them a round of applause for all the hard work they do and how great they've been. It's always hard when you're under the microscope and people try to figure out fact from fiction, and it's difficult at this time, but I'm proud of all the work you've done in our community and all the work you do every day. I need to congratulate this department's 5 newest officers and its newest sergeant. I know that we are here this morning to recognize these officers and the new sergeant, but I'd like to also extend congratulations to the civilian team members joining the department as well. For Sergeant Moss, you already know about what it takes to be a member of this department, but for our 5 new officers, let me tell you what the men and women of this department stand for. The professionalism, respect for those who you serve, and determination of this force is unmatched. Your actions as officers in this department will reflect the values of our community. The people of Fargo are placing trust in you to help create a safe and unified community built on trust, accountability, and inclusion. And this community has complete confidence in each of you to uphold the principles we advanced at that vision. Sergeant Moss, you have been recognized for your skills and experiences as well as your potential to lead. Do not forget the values and perseverance you displayed to get here as you embark on the next chapter of your career. It is often said about our public safety professionals that most people's interactions with you will be one of the worst days of their life. In those difficult times, I urge you all to think back why you chose this career in law enforcement. Remember your call to serve. Remember to not forget with service comes compassion. Wear the badge on your chest proudly. Once more, congratulations to all of you. I know you will make this community proud.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate the support of our elected officials, which we know is extremely important for us to be successful. I'd like to welcome and recognize all of our elected officials, dignitaries, Department Honor Guard, Department staff, our 5 new officers, our soon-to-be new sergeant, our 3 criminal intelligence analysts, and our 3 police support specialists. This is a big day for many of you. This is a day in which some of you are going to start a whole new career that we want to see flourish over a long period of time. Others of you are moving on to the next stage in your career, or you're joining our department for the first time with your subject matter expertise, which is going to greatly enhance our operations in service to the community. So thank you for that. I'd first like to call up and introduce to you our criminal intelligence analysts. So if you could just please walk up so everyone can get a look and recognize your expertise. Shannon Oberlin, Jamie Schwan, and Caleb Bain. With the hiring of these 3 folks here, our intelligence and analysis unit will be completely fully staffed. And I've looked over their bios and their backgrounds, which we'll push out later today. Haven't had a chance to meet with them individually yet, but I can tell you that these are some very sharp individuals. If there's anyone that's going to be able to take data analysis, operations of the department, both internally and externally, and help guide us towards more efficient operations, identify the main individuals who are responsible for crime in the locations and all the other things that go into intelligence analysis, these folks are going to do it. They have extensive background, some from the state, some from private industry and what they're doing. And we're very excited to get them on board and get them to work. So welcome aboard, folks. Thank you. Now I'd like to bring up our 3 new police support specialists. Tori Kohler, Kristen Simmons, and Kelsey Zinda. These ladies will be working in our records unit, which is a large amount of support for our department, from transcription of reports, record merging, sending cases to the prosecutor's office, responding to open records requests, general maintenance, lobby work. Really, if you remember back in November when we had that unfortunate homicide, the suspect walked into our lobby and basically turned himself into our record staff. So sometimes there might be a bit of excitement, but in a safe environment, behind glass. So, but yeah, no, we're excited to get them on board, and we're excited to say that the records unit is now fully staffed as well, and we're looking forward to getting these folks trained up and at full capacity. So thank you. Welcome aboard. As far as our new members, I just want to, our new members and our promotee, real quick, introduce you to them briefly. If you could just stand up when I call your name, we'll say a few, give you a little piece of information to the community here. From Fargo PD Academy Class Number 1, Morgan Seminary. So Morgan's originally from Bismarck. She spent the last 6 years in Fargo. She has a psychology degree from NDSU, which should come in very handy, and has family here in Fargo as well, namely her grandma. She's worked in the food service industry. She is also a former drum major. Yeah, I don't know if I was supposed to let that one out or not, but she's interested in K9 and SWAT down the road, so welcome aboard, Morgan. Thank you. Kelsey Clark, originally from Pine City, Minnesota. served in the Army National Guard in the artillery unit. She has a criminal justice degree from UND, and she was previously working security at Sanford. She also likes to play hockey and softball, so she's quite a competitor, I'm told. And she has an interest in canine and SRO positions in the department. So welcome aboard, Kelsey. From Fargo Academy class number 2, Tyler Poole. Originally from Minot. He's been at Fargo since 1998. He served in the United States Marine Corps Artillery Unit. He has a CJ degree from M State. He's worked as a locksmith here in Fargo. He likes to video game, and he has an interest in narcotics investigations. So welcome aboard, Tyler. And then as part of our extended recruitment efforts, we've got a couple new folks who graduated the Alexander Tech Academy. Marcus Economy. We can clap if you want, yes. Originally from Langdon, North Dakota, served in the U.S. Army, was in tanks, which seems like that's kind of fun. Has a CJ degree from M State. He's working in his family construction trade most recently, likes to fish, work out, and is interested in investigations and SWAT. Welcome aboard, Marcus. And Ezra Walls, let's see, from Shelley, Minnesota, also served in the Army National Guard in the Signal Corps. He has a CJ degree from M State. He's worked as a county jailer in Minnesota and also in private security. His great uncle served with Moorhead PD. And he, among other things, has a kind of a family business making cribbage boards. So I already have my first ever Fargo PD cribbage board on order. It's got to be big, right? He's interested in investigations, particularly homicide investigations. So welcome aboard, Ezra. And our new Sergeant, Jacob Maz. Seven-year veteran of Fargo PD, served as a police training officer. Just to show kind of his technical skills, he's also on our drone team and leads those efforts, so he's bringing with him some technical expertise as well. In addition, Jacob is what you would call a legacy. His uncle, Kevin Fulrath, retired from the Fargo Police Department last year after serving 35 years. He retired as happy as when he started, which is an excellent example for all of these officers to follow. And I can see it had a very positive effect on Jacob's development, so I appreciate that. Jacob, welcome, and congratulations on your promotion. Lastly, but most importantly, I want to recognize the family of all of our new members and our current members. It was a pleasure to meet many of you, get to know you a little bit. As we know that the families are really our most important thing that we need as we go through a long and sometimes stressful law enforcement career. There's good times, and there's bad times, and there's moderate times. But overall, it's a great career, and that connectivity with our family is most necessary. So let's recognize all of our families, please, for their support. I'm extremely proud of all of our new hires and our current staff. We do have a very excellent police department, and we continue to get better day by day. But for those of you who are newly joining our department, life's about to change a bit. Going forward, you'll be known not just by your given name, but by your name followed by Fargo Police Department officer. Everything you do going forward, off and on duty, will be viewed for better or worse from that perspective. This again is why family is so important. They keep you grounded, they assist you in your career journey, so stay in touch with them and talk to them. Our department is in the midst of major cultural change and transition as we strive to attain our vision of a safe and unified community built on trust, accountability, and inclusion. We will do this by enhancing leadership, strengthening community relationships, and continuing to grow a forward-thinking department. All of you new officers are part of that new forward-thinking department, and we look forward to what you bring to the table. As you prepare to enter the next phase in your noble career, please keep the following in mind. You will need to be a leader. Many of you might think, well, I'm just like a cop, and I'm going to take my calls and do what my sergeant tells me to do, and I'm not really a leader. But you are a leader. You're a leader to the people in the community. You're a leader to your peers who come after you. In a certain circumstance, even as a new officer, you might have to take a leadership role. You might have to help someone else who's having a difficult time with the use of force and take over to save that person from overreacting and save their career, right? So your leadership starts on day one. It'll come in varied states and at various times. Leaders have to have the ability to influence human behavior. And that's what we do all the time. Right? We're trying to achieve our organizational goals, and we do that through influencing behavior. So how do you do that? Especially as a new officer, because you might not feel like you have a lot of influence. Influence is not about stars and bars. It's not about rank. It's not about badges or guns or legal authority to direct people to do things. Influence is gained by building relationships through value and respect. Building relationships both internally with our other department members and externally with our community by treating everyone with dignity and respect. You have to do this on a daily basis, and as you do it internally, it will play out externally with the community and the folks on your beat. From there, you will gain influence and the ability for people to follow your directives rather than question them. Number two, skepticism is healthy. We want you to ask questions. You need to continually learn. But cynicism is deadly to our organization and our profession. Every organization, and even in law enforcement, has with it its cynics, who unfortunately have gotten to the point in their career where every day is a bad day. That's not good. That's not good for them. It's not good for our department. It's not good for our profession. So steer clear of the cynics. Ask questions, learn and grow. We are in a continual learning environment. You don't need to fear failure. It's an opportunity to learn. It is better to try and fail than to fail to try. We know that there are many things that you will try and do out there during the course of your career that, even though well-intentioned, may not turn out as well as you would have liked. We understand that, and we support your efforts under the auspice that you are doing the right things for the right reasons. Conversely, you'll be held accountable for malicious behavior or a failure to perform a ministerial duty. Ministerial duties are things that are required by law or by policy, right? Mandatory arrests, things of that nature. There's certain requirements that we are expected internally and in our community to perform. As new officers, obviously, those things are looked at based on your level of experience and knowledge, and we understand that you're going to make a lot of mistakes along the way, so don't be afraid of that. Be honest about them, move forward, get the correct information, and continue to improve. Thirdly, never take your position for granted. Remember how excited and proud you are today. This is a good feeling. You earned this. This is a big deal. We are bestowing upon you awesome powers and responsibilities to serve our community, to protect each other, to serve our profession. You should feel happy about it every day when you pin that badge on and come to work. Because at the end of the day, everything you do is important. There is nothing that is insignificant. When things become mundane, you got to snap yourself out of it, right? Because everything you do is being viewed by everyone else in the community and your peers. From the phone call, to the investigation, to the field contact. Every one of those is an opportunity for you to garner trust, support, and cooperation from our community and build that overall trust and relationships with them. Every one of those contacts means something, and we need that partnership to be successful. Plato famously said, in a republic that honors the core of democracy, the greatest amount of power is given to those called guardians. Only those with the most impeccable character are chosen to bear the responsibility of protecting the democracy. That is your job. That is our job. We are the guardians of our community. You are all here because you went through a pretty extensive vetting process. You have the character and the competence to perform this role. We have the ability to provide the training and development so that you can continue forward in your career. Law enforcement is a very noble profession. There is great risk and stress, but also great responsibility and expectation, but greater reward and satisfaction as well. We are all in a challenging environment today, but we are a resilient team, dedicated to your success and well-being as guardians of our Fargo community. So thank you for joining our team. We look forward to your future career and development. For our new sergeant, remember that one of the most important pieces of a successful organizational puzzle revolves around small team leadership. You'll be overseeing a small team on various shifts in different divisions on a 24/7 basis, likely on a shift where there might not be support. 2/3 of the day, it's our small team leaders that are running the department. You'll be accountable not just for yourself, but for others. You're expected to set the pace and lead by example as we move our department forward. So you need to be the thermostat, setting the temperature, instead of the thermometer, just reading the temperature and then moving forward. And I'm confident that you'll be able to do that. It's very important that you embed the department's vision, mission, values within your direct reports, develop their skills, provide guidance and support, and maintain accountability. These are critical responsibilities, and I'm sure you'll be successful in your new role, especially following in your uncle's footsteps, who will be that ever-watching eye on your activities, right? So he's like always there. When all the wheels of our department are in sync, all our different units, divisions, all of our personnel, we are a high-performing team, and that's exactly where we're heading. So congratulations to all of you. Next, before we get to the actual badge pinning for our new folks and our sergeant, I want to explain a little bit to you about what the badge means. So it's not just something that we pin on as part of our uniform and move on with life. There's actually a lot of meaning to the badge that law enforcement officers wear. You can trace this all the way back to the ancient Romans. The guardians, the centurions that guarded Rome had these big shields, carried them in their left hand, right? Over time, as that developed into American law enforcement, the shields shrunk down. They're still on your left side over your heart. Okay, so not only is the big shield protecting those vital organs, but most especially your heart. And for a law enforcement officer, your passion to serve has to come from your heart. If you are not intrinsically committed to this role, you're going to have a hard time being successful. So it's not a money-making escapade, although you will live a very good life, right? You have to be committed. The badge is a symbol of public trust and authority, not to be tarnished. On the top of a badge, our badge, sits an eagle, which makes a lot of sense because that's our national symbol. But there's also greater symbolism to the eagle on our badge. Eagles are really very much related to our law enforcement role. They nurture their young. They develop them in the nest. And when they think they're about ready to fly, they push them out of the nest. And the little eaglets go, doo, 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 doo. Okay? Now, if you fly, thumbs up. If you don't fly, they don't let you fail. They swoop down, they get you on their back, they get you back up to the nest, ready to try the next time. If you do fly, you get rewarded with food. That's why cops get donuts. That very important role out of the gate is performed by our police training officers. So you'll meet them all shortly as you get out on the street. Those folks are basically that first parent of eagles that is helping you learn, and at the right time and in the right circumstances, they're going to push you out of the nest. They're not going to push you out in a situation where you will fail, and they're not going to let you fail. Okay, so as long as you're putting forth your effort, they will be there for you. Those folks take on a tremendous role and responsibility in our department and should rightly be recognized for that. Eagles also hunt in pairs. They have incredible vision, incredible strength in their talons for grasping prey. And just like law enforcement, when there is a storm on the horizon and there is a critical call on the radio, eagles lock their wings and go towards the storm. Just like our cops do every day. They don't necessarily know what the storm is, but they know something bad or someone's safety is in jeopardy, and they're going that direction. Eagles go towards the storm. Once the storm passes, they come back down, they resettle, just like we do after a chaotic event or a critical incident. So the eagle on the badge means quite a bit more than just our national symbol, and I just thought it's important that everyone recognizes that, the importance of it, before we actually get to pinning these on some of our new officers. So let's get to that part. Let me get my order correct here. Okay. So you got a little bit of a process here. I think everyone's up to snuff. We obviously have our personnel decide what significant person they want to have pin their badge on. So we're going to start with Kelsey Clark. Her 8-year-old sister, Allie, who's extremely cute and is wearing pink this morning, will be pinning her badge on, assisted by her father, Jason Clark. So Kelsey, if you would like to come up with your family members. Okay. Thanks, folks. And Kelsey's going to stand over by the oaths there, but you two can sit down. Thank you. Okay, next we have Tyler Poole and his wife, Charlene. So Tyler and Charlene met while they were in the Marine Corps together, right, in San Diego? Mm-hmm. Morgan Seminary and her boyfriend, Andy Peterson. Big moment in terms of where you go with this relationship. Okay, Marcus Economy and his sister Ruth. Ezra Waltz and his mother, Melody. And our new sergeant, Jacob Maz, and his wife, Carla. Okay, so now we have the state of North Dakota swear-in piece. If you could all, except for you, sir, raise your right hands. Repeat after me. I state your name. Police officer within and for the city of Fargo, North Dakota. Do solemnly swear. That I will support. The Constitution of the state of North Dakota. And that I will faithfully and impartially. To the best of my knowledge and ability. Perform the duties. Of said office according to law. I recognize the badge of my office. As a symbol of public faith. And I accept it as a public trust. To be held so long as I am true. To the ethics of the police service. I will never engage in acts of corruption or bribery. Nor will I condone such acts by other officers. I will cooperate with all legally authorized agencies. And their representatives. In the pursuit of justice. Okay, congratulations. Makes that official. And one last bit of business here, law enforcement oath of honor. This will be for everybody, if you just want to read it to me as well. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution uphold the Constitution of my community and the agency I serve. Excellent. Congratulations. Okay, so, let's kind of, oh, you're going to stay there for the reception line. Okay, so we're going to do our department reception line, so we'll formally.
We might bring them out in front of the table.
Okay, if you want to step in front of the table, then we'll get our department reception line to go through so everyone can be congratulated. My pleasure to introduce you our 5 new officers: Kelsey Clark, Tyler Poole, Morgan Seminary, Marcus Economy, Ezra Waltz, and new Sergeant Jacob Maas. Excellent job, everybody. Nice job. Our thanks to our great staff for all their work, law enforcement families, and our great Fargo community. Following the officer reception line, we'll do a command staff photo up here, police staff photo, and you're welcome to take any family photos that you would like. We'll leave the flags up. Okay, thank you for your attendance on this pretty big day. Have a good one.